Good morning, great Americans. It's another great American video from the bunker. It's a Christmas video. It's just a quick Christmas message. Today is December 10th, 2024. And I just want to say Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. And I have just a couple of quick, my usual, I always like to say this every once in a while because it just bothers me. A couple of quick Christmas messages that are relevant to the time. First of all, this first one is really sorry, everybody, but this first one is for Christians only. And there's a reason for that. I'll never forget this one time I was watching an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond, right? Uh, they were sort of a dysfunctional family, but part of the thing about Everybody Loves Raymond is they went to church, right? They were supposedly Catholic, supposedly, right? Not very, not very good one. But there was one episode where they were serious. I mean, they were kind of serious. It was a Christmas episode, and they were kind of serious. I guess the daughter was getting older, and they were being honest with her or whatever. But anyway, they kind of told the kids that there's no Santa Claus. I was so angry because this was supposed to be a Catholic family, right? And 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 they're telling the kid there's no Santa Claus. Well, let me tell you something. If you're a Catholic or an Eastern Orthodox, and by the way, I kind of got two pictures behind me. This one here is sort of an Eastern style icon depiction of Saint Nicholas, the real Saint Nicholas who lived in the fourth century. And this one over here is a little bit more of a modern, sort of Western uh, style of Saint Nicholas, same guy. Supposed to, I mean, who knows what he really looked like? I mean, he lived in the fourth century for Pete's sake. The Roman Empire was still around. As a matter of fact, the real Saint Nicholas was a bishop who attended the Council of Nicaea. So all of you, study buffs, for you Christians who actually like to study, you know what the Council of Nicaea is, and Saint Nicholas was there, right? So Bishop Nicholas was there. But anyway, so so these people are supposed to be Catholics on Everybody Loves Raymond, and they're telling the kid there's no Santa Claus. I was so pissed off. Look, if you're a Catholic or an Eastern Orthodox, we believe, right, that when you die, and then if you go to heaven, hopefully you go to heaven and you don't go to hell. But if you go to heaven, you are counted among the saints. You're the great cloud of witnesses. All the angels and the saints behold the face of God, right? And so obviously Saint Nicholas is one of them, right? And St. Nicholas actually has a feast day on the Catholic calendar. I can't remember, it's like December 8th or 5th or something. It's not Christmas Day, but it is in December. I don't know what it is on the Eastern Orthodox calendar, but they have a feast day, St. Nicholas. So St. Nicholas is a real person. And since he's a saint in heaven, that means he is alive, just like all the other saints in heaven. Everybody, you don't die, right? I mean, your body dies, but your spirit goes to heaven, and you know the drill. But anyway, but to say that Santa Claus isn't real, for a Catholic family to say to a kid that Santa Claus isn't real is just so stupid. And it's one of my personal court irks or peeves, pet peeves, that so many Catholics don't know diddly squat about their own faith. But I'm not going to go there. That's not for this video. This is a Merry Christmas video, so I don't want to. But my point is that Saint Nicholas, or Santa Claus, which is obviously a derivative of Saint Nicholas, is alive and well, and he is real. Okay, he is a real person. He was a real Christian bishop in the fourth century. He is counted among the canon of saints. So that means he is alive and well in heaven, and he's real and he's alive. So if you're a Christian, for the love of God, don't ever tell your kid that Santa Claus is dead. I mean, if anything, this is a prime teaching opportunity for you to maybe teach your kid a little bit about their Christian faith, right? Don't screw it up by like these idiots on Everybody Loves Raymond and telling the kid it ain't no Santa. Man, that made me so mad. I was so torqued when I saw that. Of course, that was a long time ago, so that's old news. But there are I would venture to guess that there are probably a lot of stupid Christian families who actually tell their kids there's no Santa Claus, and that's not only is that not true, but it's sort of it goes against their own faith that they claim to have. Okay, so do a little research on Saint Nicholas and his feast day and the history of Saint Nicholas and prayers and miracles associated with Saint Nicholas and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's for the Christians. Now, here's the second thing. Number two, and this is for everybody. I would say this is probably more for. Well, this is for everybody. Um, you know, Bill O'Reilly used to love to talk about the war on Christmas when he was on Fox News. And we don't hear a lot about the war on Christmas these days, but that's because the war on Christmas has progressed so far that it's like, I think people have kind of thrown their hands up and just that they've lost the war on Christmas. I went to a mall. I live in Louisville, and there's two sort of, well, there's a lot of little malls, but there's a big mall called the St. Matthews Mall, and then there's a little bit smaller mall. I think it's called the Jefferson Mall or something like that. Anyway, I went to the Jefferson Mall the other day, and I was just shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Shocked that, and I kid you not, I am not exaggerating because I looked very carefully. I walked, it's not too big of a mall, but I walked through the whole mall and I looked inside every store. I walked through J.C. Penney, and then I looked inside every store window. And I tell you this, the word Christmas did not appear anywhere. Anywhere. It wasn't on an ad. It wasn't on a decoration. It was not anywhere. Now, a lot of the stores didn't even have the slightest bit of decoration. Like it ain't even a holiday. Other stores had, maybe some mistletoe or some red bows or something stupid like that. But there's nothing, not the word. There was one small exception that in the middle of the mall, there was a little bitty ornament store, which I assume is like a seasonal store. It'll probably close after Christmas. But you go in and the only thing they sell is holiday related ornaments, right? And if you looked in there, the word Christmas was on a couple of little ornaments. So that one little store was a tiny exception. So I have to be honest. But other than that, nowhere in the mall, like walking up and down the mall, nowhere in any store, nowhere did the word Christmas appear. Nowhere. Nowhere. I was just like blown away. I told myself, I'm gonna look. I'm looking carefully, anywhere on just maybe on a little ad or on a pin or something, somebody's shirt. Nowhere. Well, I said, you know what? I walked in. I said, you know what? I'm not going to spend a penny at a store that pretends it ain't Christmas. And I went in and out of that mall the other day, and guess what? I did not spend a penny. I would have spent a penny at the ornament store, but I didn't really need. I didn't need any ornaments, so I didn't. Maybe I should have given them my business just for them, but. Oh, and also there was a Santa Claus. They did have a Santa Claus, right? Oh my God. It was almost like a bad movie. I walked up and looked. The Santa Claus was asleep. He was sleeping in the chair like this dude's bored crapless. And then there was a lady over there sitting at the desk, to sell tickets. Not one person was in line to see Santa Claus. And again, once again, I walked around the whole little thing where Santa Claus was, and the word Christmas was nowhere to be seen. Nope, not on a sign, not on an ad, not on a sticker, not on a decoration. I was just like, I was just blown away. So the war on Christmas rages, and in some places, it has been quite successful. And that is sad. So to those people who don't celebrate uh, Christmas as a religious holiday, that's fine. To each their own. I would remind you that Christmas is not only a religious holiday for Christians, Christmas is also a federal holiday by federal law. Okay? So why are you afraid to put the word Christmas up in your store when Christmas is also a federal legal holiday by that name, Christmas, by law, just like the 4th of July or Independence Day, if that's whatever they call it, is a legal holiday. Okay? January 1st, New Year's Day, is a legal federal holiday. Christmas, under the name Christmas, is a legal federal holiday. Why don't you remember that the next time you're afraid, oh, I don't want to offend anybody. Well, guess what? I said, oh, by the way, that's another thing. I even said that to somebody in a store. I said, do you realize that the word Christmas is nowhere to be seen here? Well, we don't want to offend him. I said, well, guess what? You offended me. I won't be back. Adios, muchachos. Feliz Navidad, by the way. We don't want to offend anybody. 80% of the country is Christian. Who are you trying to not offend? Oh my God, the war on Christmas is real. It's just the big guy there, Bill O'Reilly, is just not around, waving the flag around. But it's real, man. It's pretty sad. I went into the St. Matthew's Mall. It was a little bit better. I saw the word Christmas up in Dillard's, and they had a lot richer decorations in the mall. A lot more thick with decorations and music and stuff like that. So that was kind of cool. But boy, I was just blown away. I couldn't believe I was in a mall and the word Christmas was nowhere to be seen in the store, in the mall, or anywhere. So yeah, the war on Christmas is real. But so those are my two messages. If you're a Christmas, I'm sorry. If you're a Christian, don't ever tell your kid that Santa Claus does not exist, because Santa Claus is real. He's a real person. He's in heaven. He's a saint in heaven. He is alive and well with the other saints, and he's real. If you're not a Christian and you're afraid of offending somebody, don't be afraid of offending somebody, because Christmas is a federal holiday by name. Christmas, federal law. I forget who signed it. Was it George Washington or one of them cats who signed it into? I'm going to look that up and put a link in the description of this video. So those are my two Christmas messages. But other than that, have a Merry Christmas. It's going to be a good Christmas. I think we're going to have a good 4 years. The economy is going to get better. Wars are going to sort of simmer down. Gas is going to get cheap. Mark my words. Mark my words, gas is going to get cheap. And when gas gets cheap, everything gets cheap. And then there'll be more jobs. Things are going to get better. So don't be afraid to spend a little bit more than usual this Christmas, because I think things are going to get a little better. And I hope everyone has a safe and happy or Merry Christmas, and the same for New Year's. And I will see you in the next great American video. Adios, muchachos.